You know what to do. Do it like they do it in Scunthorpe. Take what your mother gave you. Do it like George Roger Boaty. Dance like no one's watching and swing your pants. Yes, well, that's quite enough of that. Good evening, my loves, and how the devil are you? And what a joy to be with you here in my winter jumper, for which I make no apologies. I have been to the north, and January in the north is most awfully cold. My nipples were like chapel hat pegs, I can tell you. So, good evening, and welcome to Monday. And I hope you've had a good one. How was it? Let me know. And let's see, well, first and foremost, cheers, bottoms up, and your very good health. Ah, that's the stuff. Marvellous. Right then. Who have we got with us tonight, I wonder? And you may be wondering too, although you're probably not, because you've already read the comments, I suspect. Perhaps you haven't. Perhaps you've written one, but haven't read them. But I have neither written nor read one, so I've got no idea who's here. And with no further ado, because, you know, who needs a do? Who needs a do on a Monday? Oh! There's a rumour going around that Lisa Tarbuck might be in line to replace Ken Bruce. That would be the saviour of Radio 2. Or would a daily dose of Lisa be too much? Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, who've we got? Underscore. Hello. George Roger Boaty, of course. The Colg. Hooked on Classics, one of our community channels. Simone. Jimmy Quinn is with us. What a joy. Simon is with us, and now live from his kitchen, it's Boaty and his Technicolor cardigan. My cardigan is even more heavy duty than this. I've got a seriously heavy duty cardigan. It's a family heirloom. It was originally my grandfather's, and it was passed from him to my father, and then I inherited it when my father passed away. But it is, I mean, it's a really, really hardcore winter cardigan. It's a sort of cardigan that you could comfortably go to the North Pole in and to think, I might unzip this a bit. It's getting a bit too warm. Simon, I said Simon, didn't I, Simon? Project MGTF, one of our community channels. Right, yes, KKC is here. GPS OMG is here, splendid. I'm here. Oh, that's a bonus. Mustard is here. What do you mean, bloody hell? That's not nice. What's not nice? Oh, I see. You were an earlier comment. Right, yes, indeed. Is John Travolta in the building? Oh, a message health review already. That ass can block some light out. It certainly can, GPS. OMG. But you might like to think of it like this when you consider the size of my bottom. If you had a very, very big nail, you would require a big hammer to drive it home. You might want to think about that. Pingu Concord is here. Ali Mac Mechanical is here. Swing your pants, that was a classic kids TV thing. Ashley Stewart is here. TP is here. And had quite a good Monday, as Mondays go. Like, subscribe, and I want commission. Yeah, well, you can have 50% of everything that I've earned so far from YouTube. And to save you trying to work it out, that would be 0. Zip, zilch, nada, soddle. I have stopped editing my super video for this nonsense. Well, Mustard, you must take where... I've had a fabulous day, my loves. It's been absolutely brilliant and quite productive in the ideas department. And Mustard and I have agreed on our next project. The current project is a caravan, and that will be an ongoing, never-ending project. But we've got another project, and we think you might like it. We certainly like it. Good evening, Admiral Boaty. How are you floating tonight? I'm floating wonderfully. That's very kind of you. Is Lisa Tarbuck OPWAP? Well, I don't know if she's an OP. In my book, she's definitely not a WAP. And I mean no offence to her. And I think she's tremendously entertaining and very amusing and very talented. And I would love to have dinner with her. And I would love to get drunk with her. I'd like to meet her. But in my book, not a WAP. But it's not all about me. This is a community live stream. It's about you. So you tell me, is Lisa Tarbuck, I don't think she's an OP, but is she a WAP? Let me know. Alan Dobney is with us. Splendid, says good evening to everyone. Radio 2, it's becoming Bint FM. Harsh. She doesn't qualify because she is good. Oh, I see your point. I think it will be Ryland because he ticks loads of BBC boxes. I despaired when he took over the pre-Lisa Tarbuck spot. I can't remember who it was before. And I listened to a bit of his first one and I thought, Jesus Christ. If I had 5 minutes to kill, he'd be taken care of in the first 30 seconds. I must admit, he's grown on me. I leave for work on a Saturday at about 4:15, and I do listen to the last however long while I'm driving to work, and he has grown on me. He's not as dreadful as I thought he was, but there we are. Oh right, yes, okay, jolly good. Oh, we have a birthday in the house. Steve Cole is 51 today, a mere child. Oh, I can remember being 51. When was it? Well, last week. Lurpak A380 is with us. Show us your saucy moves. I haven't got any saucy moves. I haven't got any moves at all. I need WD-40. I'm old. So a very happy birthday to Steve Cole from everybody. Lisa's dad must be... No. Right, first up, he can't be Jimmy, Mr. Tarbuck. He can't be what you're talking about, the feature that I refuse to mention, because he's not dead. He's still with us, as is Mrs. Tarbuck. Pauline, what's on this sandwich? Yeah, and absolutely not. And Alexa, delete corpse swap. Hey Siri, does that work? He'd like to meet, right, yes, okay. Oh, underscores on form again. Oh dear. Ah, she's only 58, yeah, so she's definitely not an old one. That Ryland bloke, says Captain Mustard, is enough to want an ear infection. He grows on you like a genital wart. Um, Lisa Tarbuck would take some doing. Um, Rylan is an irritating moron. Yeah, that was it. That was my bloody hell. Ryland's show has been on 4 years. Time flies. It certainly does. I'm amazed by. God, is it really 4 years? That's extraordinary. But it's not too bad now. Yeah, I must admit I get quite tickled by him. Not in a literal sense, obviously. I very much doubt that I'm his type, and he most certainly isn't mine. But he's not the worst on radio. At least you get a bit of a smile. Oh, well, that's shortened to the point, underscore. Underscore, presumably fearful that Shoestring Shed might not be joining us tonight, has contributed but a single word: tits. Thank you, underscore, for that very worthwhile contribution there. TP says there used to be terrible radio adverts with Rylan, quite possibly. Underscore has followed up with cows. Hello, Nico. Thanks for joining us. Udders, cows. You made my Alexa look for corpse swap. No, underscore. We're not doing ad swap either. Look, once and for all, I don't care whether I did a dirty bedroom story. We are not doing a necrophilia feature on this family-friendly-ish live stream. Not happening. I've whispered the bloody comments today. I've got like grease, weasel droppings. I'm getting quite good at this. His plastic face and teeth do my head in. Oh, God, I'd kill for his teeth. Not too worried about the plastic face. Alexa will be looking for my missus upstairs. Alexa, what does podgering mean? Don't freeze your wine tonight, you muppet. I've got my own seat on the naughty step. They're really not teeth. I don't care, mate. I don't care. I would love them, whatever they are. I don't care if they've got LED lighting. And don't talk to me about teeth at the moment. This bloody thing it should be out and it's not. It's clinging on for grim bloody life, which is really annoying. It should just give up the ghost. And I could then go to bed tonight, pop it under the pillow. And what's the going rate from the Tooth Fairy at the moment? Well, I imagine that I would wake up to a shiny sixpence. Oh dear me, he's a Peter Sutcliffe mannequin. Harsh. Right, let's tell you about today, because I'd like to hear about your day. I'd like to know what you've had for dinner. My cousin Roman drove his Albany Esperanto black taxi through Broker today. Yeah. Right. Nice jumper, Boaty. Almost as sexy as Mustard's legendary item. This is the least sexy garment in the known history of the universe. I've told you about it. The artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty bought it for me for the French place where it was bitterly cold and we didn't have any central heating, and it is very comforting. £5 from the Tooth Fairy. Bloody hell, I'll take that. Too right, I would. £5 of God paper money from the Tooth Fairy. That's inflation for you, isn't it? Anyway, Monday, my day. A full English breakfast for dinner with a portion of Jockey's whips. What about some turkey teeth, says Alan Dobney. Yeah, totally. I just need to get hold of the money first. Just need a lottery win or to go on the game or something of that nature. Jockey's whips, for those who don't know, is a more politically correct rhyming slang for chips. They used to be called something else, but it's a word that we're not allowed to say anymore. Some of you, theoretically, I'm allowed to say it because I am a brother. But you wouldn't be allowed to say it, and I probably wouldn't get away with saying it. In fact, I don't think anybody's allowed to say it on YouTube. But it was something lips, used to be the rhyming slang. But that was in the bad old days, when it was acceptable to call out of your van window when a attractive young lady was walking down the street pushing a pram, "Want another one?" Or if she was bending down to pick something up on the floor, it was okay to say, "While you're down there, love." But we live in more enlightened times, of course we do. Simon had veggie chow mein, veggie spring rolls and prawn crackers, leftovers from yesterday. Have you got a sudden aversion to meat? Where's the meat? You need meat. Nico had sama, and I'm not absolutely sure what that is. Simone had pasta carbonara for dinner and spent the day sorting things out for the channel's new edition. Filmed a bit too. Oh, well, Simone is teasing us there with a new addition to the Hooked on Classics channel. What could it be, we wonder? Could it be an exciting new barbecue to get ready for the spring? Brown paint, new toy. Oh, chippy tea tonight. Tradesman been in all day. That used to be a euphemism. Just had a clutch fitted on my Rover 25, 100 quid. Bargain. I used to drive a van and get some right dodgy comments from passing ladies. Oh, is she Simon? I'm so sorry, I had no idea. Simon's good lady wife is unfortunately a vegetalist. So I'm sure we all send her our condolences and best regards. A hidden comment. No, not doing that one. Not doing that one. You can have a look at it, but I'm not saying it. I've become quite prim and proper in my old age, haven't I? If I had a barbecue, says Simone, it would go rusty. Nobody ever comes here. Right, well, everybody, let's organise a road trip down to Devon. I want to say Devon. We'll organise a nice road trip down the M5 to see Simone, who is going to give us a nice barbecue. I thought Simon's wife was French. She is Jimmy Quinn, but apparently there is such a thing as a French vegetalist. We'll have a nice road trip down the M5, and we will stop at that really nice services that sells all of the organic farmers markety type stuff, and that would be jolly good fun. Most of us drive Rovers. Road trip to Devon will be a bus trip. My Rovers would make it to Devon, every single one of them. I've got total faith. Pingu Concord says, today, and that's a good start to a sentence. I like a sentence that begins with today. It puts you right there in the time and in the place, and it sets you up. I shall now read on the rest of the comment. I will reprise today because I enjoyed it and I think it's worthwhile. Today, says Pingu Concord, and I do like a sentence that starts with the word today. It puts you in the right time and place. And it just sets you up beautifully for the rest of the sentence, which I will now read. I will reprise the word today, though, because I do particularly enjoy it. It's a splendid start to a sentence. Today, says Pingu Concord, and I do like... No, I'm not doing that anymore. I have followed your do lunch lead and took a chippy lunch to my son at school. Excellent. What did he have? And did you have something yourself, or did you just buy for him? We had for lunch, I'm going to tell you all about today. Today, I had a nice drive out to our friend Wendy. I only had one tyre fitted. Turns out I didn't need two. Had one tyre fitted to the rear. I had a fabulous drive in Shison. It's been an absolute joy today. Today's journey has been an absolute joy. Shison is on belting form, warm as toast. I've listened to the same song at least 217 times, and it was all wonderful. And then I got to P&HQ a bit later than usual, and we were joined by the lovely Johnny Two Scoobs, who only has one scoob. So I don't know when we're going to have to start calling him Johnny One Scoob or Johnny used to be two. The artist previously known as. Well, anyway, the point is he came for lunch with us, and we all had the same thing, and it was jolly nice. And then Mustard and I spent a very productive 2 or 3 hours in the cold and the dark with only one wee each. Oh, and I had coffee. For the first time ever, I had coffee at P&HQ. Thanks to Liz. So thank you very much for that, Liz. That was really thoughtful of you. And lunch also came courtesy of Liz. So a massive thank you to the lovely Liz for her kindness and generosity. And we are particularly grateful. I'll let you into a secret, Liz. The coffee that you bought for me, Mustard drank it all and then had a late attack of guilt and went out to sort of supermarket and replaced it. So all's well that ends well there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Mustard and I spent 2 or 3 very productive hours coming up with our next project, and it revolves in a weird way around Mustard and Boaty do lunch, but we're going to take it not just to the next level. Oh no, my loves, we're going to take it 17 steps up the ladder, and it will involve a new car and finding out whether we can make a turd lovable. More on that later. I'm going to keep on top of these comments. I'm going to be on it like a car bonnet, which doesn't really make any sense at all. Never mind. Where did I get to? Right. Have you ever been to the Wellstat Pizza Company? No, Nico, I haven't. You know, right, yeah. Rover 213 Auto on eBay in excellent condition. Stephen S. Paul is with us, splendid. All I will say, says Simone, is new edition has suspension. A bit rusty and springy though. I'm going for a vintage bed, a well-sprung Victorian vintage bed. Oh, Tracy's with us. Evening all, just finished my live stream. What did I miss? Not much, Tracy. Will catch up very quickly. I'm really on it tonight. I'm going at it like a mad thing. Like a mad thing I am. Have you seen Mr. Joseph Lloyd has his 45 V6 back? I did spot his a thing on my Facebook feed that says, I have got my Rover 45 back. It has been fixed after however long it was, 2 months or something. What exactly was wrong with it? So yeah, I have seen that he's got it back, but I haven't watched the video. But I will at some point. I'm hoping that it will start. Good afternoon. Fingers crossed on that one. Oh right, other people have watched the video. Oh Christ. Boaty, say as quick as you can, please. Oh, well, this is going to go well, isn't it? Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Right, there you go, I've done that. Wait, hang on, you've not sorted the caravan yet. Right, we've discussed the caravan and we know exactly where we're going with it. The problem with the caravan at the moment is it's too cold to arse about with it. The caravan is going to be a spring project, but we know exactly what we're doing with it. We had a full and frank discussion about that caravan's future, and we just know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to be all over that caravan. We have decided on how the caravan is going to appear. It was a lengthy discussion, and it's all sorted. It's all decided. And the caravan will be ready to go for the day that the clocks spring forward. We need to sort out the artwork, but at least we've decided on what it's going to be. And as soon as it gets a bit warmer, we're going to be all over the caravan making sure that everything works exactly as it should, and it is completely and fully functional. And that caravan is going to play a permanent and important part in our future. Now then, if anyone can polish a turd, it would be Mustard. Oh yes, our new car for our new project. Well, I'll tell you, I'll come back to that in a minute. The new addition, says Simone, might not be staying, but it needs a name. Okay, well, give us a clue and perhaps we can come up with something. Mustard and Boaty buy a lunch truck. Kind of. In a way, kind of, but no. I'll come on to that. Currently building Lego minifigures whilst the chicken cooks. I know how to party, you certainly do. Will the chicken be going in a pie, Matt? Crank sensor was the fault, I believe. Right, well, don't give me any spoilers. I haven't watched this video yet. Good afternoon. It was a crank sensor, was it? Oh, well, there we are. Right, that's a conversation that I'm not part of. Oh, hello, I've got doings. Does the caravan have tea making facilities yet? Kind of, I suppose. The caravan has elastic trickery, although the battery has probably gone flat, and it has at least one power point. So there's no reason why you couldn't put a kettle in there. But the cooker's not working yet because the gas isn't properly hooked up, because the gas hose is split and needs replacing, and it's too cold to ask about outside replacing a gas hose. But easily fixed, and there will be a plethora of tea making facilities, and there will be a coffee machine. All good things come in time. Oh, he told Mustard. Yeah, of course, we keep forgetting that Mustard has the ear of all the major celebrities. And I can let you into a little secret here. Mustard, Captain Mustard of the Project Nigel YouTube channel, and Mr. Joseph Lloyd of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, they're like that. They're like that. They're closer than me and Mustard are. They message each other almost constantly. Day, morning, evening, night. They're just in each other's inboxes. The good afternoons are pinging to and fro like nobody's business. So obviously Mustard would have been well aware of the fault with the Rover 45. The rest of us have to wait for the video, but I heed that. I mean, if you want any Mr. Joseph Lloyd of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, good afternoon. If you want any info, Mustard is your man. In it. I have a toast rack in British Racing Green, says Steekolg, and that is to your benefit. Simon says, don't let the caravan drift on too long. If you need any help with it from someone who has no idea about them, let me know. Well, there's no rush really, is there, Simon? Because we're not going to be doing anything with it until the clocks go. Although we have got, it's the middle of January. We're not going to be going anywhere in it. I'm not going to be spending any Monday night in it. We're not going to be taking it to any shows. I mean, it will be done, and it will be done in a timely fashion. It's just that time isn't right now. You know how cold it is in the yard, and it's fairly cold in the caravan. When the time is right, the caravan will be fully sorted, made fully operational. It will be cleaned within an inch of its life. It will be kitted out with everything it needs to be kitted out with. We will practice with it in the yard, pulling it, pushing it, reversing it. And then it will hopefully get its artwork done. And it will be round and about, round the shows, round the meets. And I will be going wild caravanning in it on a Monday night. Ah, nice. I love the suspense you're creating. Oh, am I creating suspense? Oh, crappy bird's eye chicken tonight. Matt, my sympathies. Yes, it's another famous friend. He has many. Oh God, they're talking Lego. Won't you need gas certificate or CP12 certificate for the caravan? No idea, not a clue, so I'm not going to worry about it. Don't pretend you don't know the lingo the young folk are using right now. Right, okay. Right. Oh, please welcome the first burp of tonight's live stream. Welcome to the wind. Closely followed by another one. Yes, DMs are direct messages. So today, where did I get to? Well, I was going to tell you about our project, wasn't I? We've covered the caravan. We've decided that the caravan is officially named Mr. George Roger Boaty. Thank you, Trace. Thank you very much. And as I say, we've agreed on the artwork. We just need to get somebody to do it. And it's going to be striking. And it might... oh, Rover Joe is here. Good evening. Good evening to you, sir. And the artwork is also going to involve you because it's a community caravan. And we want each and every one of you to be a little part of it. So nearer the time when we've got the requisite things in place, we will be asking you for certain contributions, and you will form part of Mr. George Roger Boaty's new appearance. Is the artwork George mooning? No. Will the caravan get a blue plaque? Oh, Black Lines is with us. Marvellous. That's splendid. Will the caravan get a blue plaque? Almost certainly, I would say. But let's talk about the other project, the Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch project. Right. Obviously, oh, another comment. What was that one? Tricky chaps caravans. They are indeed, Pingu. They are indeed. Now then, our new project, which we are very excited about. Obviously, Capitan Mustard and I are not averse to having a rover or two in our life. This message is held review. Show. That's one of your better ones, George. I look forward to having you all inside of me. I mean him. What? Yeah, new project. So we're not averse to a rover or two. You know this. Perhaps that's what attracted you to this channel. Or perhaps you saw the video of me on the lavatory and thought, this is the chap and the channel for me. This is the sort of content I want. I want to see a fat old man evacuating his bowels for my pleasure and amusement. Or perhaps you didn't, I don't know. But the point is you're here and you know that we like rovers. And one of Mustard's things, and mine, we're into saving rovers, we're into conserving rovers, and we're into kind of making them the best that they can be. We do it in different ways. I mean, you know, Mustard Mustard has valeting Tourette's, but he only has it occasionally, and he doesn't have it with other people's cars, only his own. But yeah, about every 97 minutes, he gets the sudden compulsion to polish a car. And I do it in other ways. I do it by loving them and dressing them and giving them names and making sure that they have nice history files in chronological order, and they all have a matching brochure from the year that they were born and a Facebook page and all of that sort of nonsense. But the point is, we glory in them, and we take joy and pride in owning them. And we couldn't be any more joyful and proud if we had a Rolls Royce. So we thought to do that, to take that to its logical conclusion, then we should have what is generally agreed to be the worst Rover ever made. And that's arguable, because you could argue that Rover didn't make it. So perhaps I should rephrase that as the worst Rover ever sold. And it's also the last car to carry the proper Rover name. So we've decided that we should have one of these. And I am, of course, as you would be only too well aware, I am talking about the City Rover, that dreadful little car that was basically a Tata Indica and was bought by Rover at a cost of £347 per unit, brought over to the UK, had a different nose put on it, and they didn't even cover up the Tata badges on the mirrors or anything like that. Hang on. Yes, indeed, Matt, the shitty Rover. I want to drive one for the laugh, says Rover Joe. I do too. I've never driven one. Mustard has. But we've decided we must have one. So that was the first thing that we thought we should have one, as for all of those reasons. And then Mustard came up with some very, very good ideas. Oh, Simon, you're going to see it. You wait till you hear what we've got planned for you and the car and the rest of you. So, and this is where Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch comes into it. Mustard's idea is that the City Rover will be our lunch car. So when we go to pick up a takeaway, or if we go to eat out, right, we have to take the City Rover. But whoever's coming to lunch with us also has to go in the City Rover. And it doesn't matter how many of them there are, if there are 6 of us, we've all got to go in the City Rover. It will be it will be the official Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch car. And then Mustard said, right, it's already the worst car that Rover ever sold. Here's a challenge. Could we make it worse? And I sort of said no, because that would be totally against the grain of everything that we do in both of our channels. What we should do is to try and make it better. We will take the ultimate Rover turd and see if we can effectively polish it. And the question will be, can a turd be lovable? Can we somehow manage to fall in love with a car that Mustard already hates, everybody else hates, and I will undoubtedly hate? Hang on, a message held for review. It's not stars in a reasonably priced car, it's Pratt's in a piece of shite. Right, okay. Oh, James Wilson is with us. Good evening, Boaty and others. Good evening to you, James. So, yeah, so we will be trying to see if a turd can be lovable. So, what we're going to do, I mean, Mustard you should cover it in cheap Halford's tat, says Simon. Right, well, I can see someone getting a fine. 6 people in a City Rover. You'll be lucky. Watch this space. Right, so so my idea, Mustard will do all of his normal thing. He'll pull the dents out and he'll polish it and he'll do all of that sort of crap. I will do what I'm good at, which is bullshitting. So, Typhoon Cat is here under a different name. That's exciting. Are there any left, says KKC? Yeah, there are. There's a few knocking about. and we're going to try and somehow find a way to get our hands on one. Not sure how yet. There's the normal problem of us being skint, but might have to swap something. But anyway, so what I'm going to be, well, what we're both going to be doing is we're going to pretend to be famous. Now, we're obviously not. 12 of you have got a vague idea of who we are. Oh, don't freeze the wine. No, I won't. But we're going to pretend to be very famous. And we're going to pretend that Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch is a viral sensation, rather than a pokey video that goes out pretty much every week and 12 people watch. Lunch was lovely, Liz. If you've only just joined us, I did thank you very, very much for the lunch and for the coffee. So now that you're here, a hiccup. And another potential one. You know, the word here shouldn't be difficult. Put a hiccup in the middle of it, difficult. Tricky chaps, hiccups. Make sure you learn to weld before you get one. Not a problem. Mustard is an expert welder now. He's got a welding machine, so Mustard can now weld anything. How difficult can it be? He's got a mask and everything. Oh, don't let him know I told you. He might be keeping that as a secret for one of his videos. But I'm notoriously indiscreet. And you have a large dustpan. Yeah, okay, we know City Rovers are shit, yeah, but that's the point. So we're going to pretend to be a lot more famous than we are, and we're going to approach various companies saying, go to the scrapyard. No, that's what I'm going to say to the companies. We're going to be going to various companies and saying, making a video for them and saying, hello, we're Mustard and Boaty, and we do Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch. And then we're going to explain about the card and polishing a turd, and we're going to ask them to give us something. So, for example, and these will be things that will improve the car and help us to see if we can make a turd lovable. So, for example, we'll say that the video is just for the company that we send it to. It won't be. We'll send it to every company in a certain field. I would prefer if you try and get no, it's going to be a City Rover. That's what it's going to be. So, for example, we will send a video off to all of the stereo companies, Sony and JVC and whoever else makes nice stereos, Alpine. And we will say, hello, we're Mustard and Boaty, and we're incredibly famous. And we need a top-of-the-range stereo for our project thing. And kindly give us one of your top-of-the-range stereos, and we will give you amazing publicity. All of that sort of bollocks. And then we will get an amazing £2,000 stereo to put in our shitty Rover. And that will make it a more lovable car because it's got a really good stereo in it that might have a flip-out screen or some cool stuff. And we will do, yeah, exactly that, Simon. Right, yeah, and we will do that with a variety of companies, and we will try to blag alloy wheels and really nice tyres and the top of the range tom-tom and the banging stereo I've talked about, and basically anything else that I can think of. We will get as much stuff from various companies for free as possible, and we will, and we'll try and get it wrapped. We'll try and get it wrapped with Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch. And anybody, so we're already going to be inviting lots of you to lunch with us. It's nice when people accompany us for lunch on a Monday, and we're grateful as companies. 2 weeks on the row, we, hold on. Call the City Rover Han Solo if it's a solo model. Didn't Hubnut already do that with his? If you're doing a lunch vid thing similar to famous people, can I be James May? Yeah, absolutely. Titty Rover, it's pimped. I was dubious with this idea at first, but now you've convinced me. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So we'll get somebody to wrap it with mustard and Boaty do lunch, and you've all got to come out for lunch in it. And it won't just be to Istanbul. We can go to other places as well. So yeah, every journey to the lunch will be a film in and of itself. We might even make you drive it and film you driving our pimped up City Rover. But that is the plan and that is the project. We are going to lay hands on a City Rover that nobody loves. So we're going to make sure that at least one is saved for the future. I mean, even Hobnock bloody ended up getting rid of his. We are not going to do that. We are going to pledge that Mustard and I, between us, and with your guys' help, this is going to be a community car. We're going to keep at least one Shitty Rover, not only on the road, but loved and improved. And we're going to try and make you, well, between us, we're all going to try and make all of us fall in love with the worst Rover ever sold and have a bloody good laugh cramming people in it to take it for lunch on a Monday. So there we are. Right, where do I get to? I think he's had too much wine. It never goes to plan, as you envisage. No, not with us, nothing goes to plan. City Rover was pretty much the Rover 15, to be honest. Okay. Turn it into a love machine, Clitty Rover, oh dear. If it wasn't there, right, hell for review. Project Shitty. We are going to love our City Rover. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. We are going to do the ultimate sacrifice. And let's be clear, neither of us like this car and neither of us want this car. But we think it's important that we have one. We're trying to set ourselves up as some sort of Rover saviours, but we've got nice ones. Mustard's got a lovely 45. He's got a lovely, well, he's got a Nigel, and I've got a beautiful Shison and a wonderful Stigbert von Thundercock. So who are we to talk about, oh, saviours of Rovers, when we've got nice ones? We need the worst Rover going, and we are going to get one. Come hell or high water, somehow we will make it happen. We are going to get a City Rover, and we are going to commit to it. We're going to commit to it in the way that Mustard would commit to a pottering of Charlotte Church. That's a level of commitment we're talking about here. It's going to be full throttle. We're going to treat that car as if it was a Rolls Royce that had been moistened with Pepsi de Max love juice. We're talking full level, and I'm going to go all out. I'm going to use all of my marketing expertise and personal charm, he said, being fully aware that he's somewhat lacking in that department, to blag everything that I can possibly blag out of. I mean, you imagine City Rovers that get no love, all they get is derision. The poor bastards. It's not their fault they're Indian. It's not their fault that you're disappointed in them, right? They're just doing what they do. They're doing their best, and they can't be held responsible for your expectations. Neither can they be held responsible for Rover deciding to buy them and flog them on to unsuspecting punters with a ridiculous markup. It's unfair. It's harsh. It's, quite frankly, and I'm not going to mince my words here, it is abuse. You and I have all been complicit in the wholesale abuse of City Rovers, and Mustard and I are going to put that right. Okay, we can't change the world. We can't turn the clock back. We can't change history. But what we can do is we can take one City Rover and we can make it both feel like and look like the most loved car in the known universe. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to drag you all along with us. And you're all going to have to turn up to the yard on a Monday, or possibly here on a Sunday. Oh, socials, that's something else I need to talk to you about. Don't let me forget. And you're going to have to be part of it. You're going to have to be a passenger in it. You're going to be squashed into that tiny back seat. You're even going to have to drive it, and we're going to film you doing it. This is going to be a community project. We are going to put right the wrong that has been done to the City Rover. It's not its fault that it's a crap car, any more than it's my fault that I'm a crap man and a crap YouTube presenter, right? If you want to blame anybody, blame the FSM. Right? It's just the way that things are, but it's wrong. And I will not rest until I've put it right with mustard and you guys. Now then, what do you think about that? Don't freeze your wine. I'm going to check on my wine. Oh, I've got properly wound up there. I'm so angry about the abuse that those poor City Rovers have had to suffer. Oh, it's getting there, look. I rescued that just in time. It's wrong. It is bloody wrong. I'm passionate about this. I am on a crusade. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the City Rover is an amazing car or anything like that. I've never driven one. I don't know. But I'm fairly confident that it's not going to be an amazing car. But it is not the City Rover's fault. That is the point. And it has had to endure years and years and years of abuse. They're an abused breed, and it has to stop. Right? Imagine if you had a child and it turned out to not be as attractive or as clever as you'd hoped that it would. Would you love it any less? No, of course you wouldn't, because it's yours. If anything, you would love it all the more because it was somewhat disadvantaged in life. Well, it's the same thing with a City Rover. It's a Rover. It's one of us. Okay, it might be an Indian Rover, but it was sold under the Rover name. That means it's part of our family. And that means that we've got a duty to love it and not abuse it. And that's what we're going to do. It's an absolute disgrace. Poor bloody things. Now then. Where did I get to? No, I want to make a track car City Rover. No, that's also abuse. It wasn't born to be a track car. It was born to be used and enjoyed by people. And that's what we're going to do with it. Hubnut couldn't afford to pay people to keep it on the road for him. Trust me, I know how much Hubnut earns. He could have afforded to keep to pay people to keep it on the road for him. He prioritised other things. Don't tell me that a man who can lash out $4,000 on a whatever it is, GS or whatever it is, and God knows how much on importing a great big Australian thing. Don't tell me he couldn't afford to have a bit of welding done to a City Rover. He just thought that it didn't matter because he had the same mindset as all of you people, and he flogged it for £100. And I bet if I Google that registration now, I bet that car has been scrapped, and it's an outrage, an absolute outrage, I tell you. City Rovers deserve love too, and they are in danger of extinction. Not on my watch, matey, and not on Mustard's watch. Oh no, one is going to survive, and not just survive, it's going to thrive. With Mustard's newfound welding skills, the rot will hold no fear for us. Nothing holds any fear for us, not when it comes to our passion, our quest, our FSM given journey. Yes, the FSM himself has directed us to do this thing because the City Rover is one of the FSM's creations. Now then, you might want to think about that. Oh dear. Hubnut had the decency to turn down a god-awful Picasso for a City Rover. Well, he didn't have the decency to turn it down. He turned it down because the bloody V5 was missing. That's why he turned it down. Otherwise, he'd have bought it. Probably has more room in the back for Wendy than Eric has. Portable Momo station stroke coffee machine in the boot. Brilliant idea, Pingu Concord. Absolutely. We could turn that vehicle into a bringer of joy. Now, you might think that the City Rover is a shitty Rover, but if that shitty Rover was coming along the road to you on beautiful alloy wheels, with wonderful tyres, with the top of the range TomTom, with a £2,000 stereo system, pumping out the greatest hits of Chaz and Dave, and had a Momo station in the back to bring you Momo for your lunch, you wouldn't call it a shitty Rover then, would you? No, you would call it a bringer of joy. We are going to make you all fall in love with a shitty Rover. Call it the shitty Rover while you can. You won't be able to do that for much longer. Oh, no. No. Mark my words. Shitty Rover shenanigans, yeah. Make the City Rover like Project Nigel, but with knackered multicoloured panels. No, we're not going to do that, Simone. We're going to make the City Rover into the best that it can possibly be. We're not going to take the piss. I'm serious about this. We're going to, despite the fact that we hate it, we are going to give that car as much love as any other of our cars, as much love as Nigel has had. We're not going to turn it into a joke. We're not going to take the piss. It's going to be a bit of a joke, obviously, but not in that sense. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to cram you into it. We're going to make you drive it, but we're genuinely going to save it. We're genuinely going to make sure it stays on the road when we eventually find one. And it will be our official, it will be the Mustard and Boaty do lunch car. So anything to do with doing lunch, that's going to be the car, and we want you all to be involved with it too. Project Shitbox Rover. Yeah, make all of your jokes about a shitbox. Keep up your abusive behaviour. That's fine. That's fine. Get it all out your system. You'll be laughing on the other side of your face when you see what we do with this. What's going to be a truly fabulous car. My God. To make it more British, says James Wilson, swap the pig leather for actual leather and give it wood around. No, that would be cheating. We're not going to fundamentally change anything. We're not going to put a nice K-Series engine in it. We're not going to put a better interior in it. It's going to remain exactly what it is. A City Rover. An authentic, original City Rover. That's what it's going to be. But with a lot of added love and every expensive accessory. We're not allowed to change anything fundamental. We're not allowed to change the interior. We're not allowed to change the engine. We're only allowed to add aftermarket accessories. So we could add a pair of alloys. We could get away with that. We can put a posh sat-nav in it. We can put a posh stereo in it. Assuming we get them for nothing. You know, we're not actually going to spend any money. Well, we haven't got any for a start. Call it Project Vlan. He's going to give up wine to pay for all the repairs it will need. That is a sacrifice he's willing to make. A friend had a City Rover that ran on veggie oil. It went like stink and stank. It was fun. I had a Ford Escort van that ran on vegetable oil. Had a really cool system. In it. It had twin tanks and a proper system in it. So it started on diesel, then automatically switched over to veg oil when the engine hit temperature, and then when you turned it off, it flushed diesel back through the system before turning off. so that it would start on diesel and not try to start on the veg oil. And it was absolutely brilliant. I loved that van. I should never have got rid of it. 2005 City Rover in Hull for 750 with 15,000 miles on Marketplace. Right, that's good to know. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for a City Rover, everybody. They're doing their worst, and their worst is also their best. They're the best at being their worst. Whatever you do, Boaty, don't drive it to the restaurant. They may put 2 and 2 together and try to kill you. I wouldn't drive it to my restaurant, no. Putting a Rover badge on that was the biggest crime committed by the Phoenix 4. A lot of hate for there's a lot of hate for what's going to be our new car. One car can make a difference. Exactly, Matt. Try and find a City Rover. Haven't seen one in years. We're going to do exactly that. We're going to try and find one. Oh, socials. Yeah, I'll talk to you about the socials. What colour you after? Did they do any good colours? We don't care about the colour. We don't care about the colour. It is immaterial. The first City Rover that is available to us that we can swap for something or scrape the money together to buy or steal or whatever, doesn't matter what colour it is, we'll take it, we'll save it. That will be the car that we commit to. Oh, a round of applause from Mustard. What a rant. Thank you. Oi, not the FSM's problem. Well, no, because it's not the FSM's problem per se, because the FSM doesn't concern himself with problems, but it is the FSM's doing, on the basis that the FSM created all things. And as the City Rover therefore emanated from the FSM, I feel under a moral and as a minister of the Pastafarian Church, ethical and contractual duty to love them, and I will love one of them anyway. I remember someone on my estate, says James, who had a stunning and lovely pre-facelift Rover 200 R8 and they swapped it for a City Rover. I'm sure I still see the same one parked elsewhere. Very sensible. Get him on Dragon's Den, Sir Simon, and then lock him in the lift. What did you give Boaty for lunch? He's a bit hyper. We all had the same thing for lunch, Liz. We all had the kabida that Mustard and I had the week before. And that is now my official Istanbul luncheon. I will have nothing else. Although they did spoil it a little bit this time by putting some weird sauce on it. We got extra sauce this time. I think they think we're more famous than we actually are, what with filming there and everything. And we had a bit of extra equipment with us. Well, we had another phone, basically. Extra equipment. Who are you trying to kid? I think they're a bit, I think they're starting to take a little interest in what we're doing there. And will possibly take more of an interest as the weeks go on. And hopefully, eventually, they'll cotton onto the YouTube channel, ask for some mentions and give us free food. That's the plan anyway. It's a shame they didn't badge it as a princess. Boaty would burn his balls on the exhaust pipe. A Princess Special 6. That would be up there on my fantasy garage list. My dad had one. They were black with the double silver pinstripe and they had the full Webasto sunroof. They were a special version of the 2200 HLS and came, I believe, only in automatic. Would you let loads of your mates ride your simple child? Asks Simon. Well, no, but then my simple child wasn't built and designed to be ridden in. A City Rover is, so not quite the same thing. No wonder he's single, he never shuts up. Calm down and suck on that cigarette. That is not the well, there are lots of reasons why I'm single. In my deluded mind, it's through choice. But you might well think otherwise, and you might be right. If you'd spent a year being podgered senseless by Chinese madam willy-nilly, you'd want to be bloody single for a while too. Yes, it was an exciting discussion. It was an exciting discussion today. It was, as Mustard and I both said, funnily enough, I said it, and you'll know I'm not lying because you'll see in the video, driving there today, I was talking about how it truly felt like, for the first time this year, it felt like spring was on the way. It started first thing this morning when I saw some little shooty rooty things in my garden. And then the sunshine and the vista as I was driving down What's It Hill made me feel like that, made me feel optimistic that that I was going to survive the winter, that spring was around the corner, and it's going to be an amazing year. And Mustard said exactly the same thing in our exciting discussion, and we're both just so excited about the year to come and our plans. And let me just add, in case you didn't realise, that all the time that we're talking and planning, we're not just talking about us, we're talking about you guys as well. Because for Mustard and I, as far as we're both concerned, we're all in this together, and it's totally a community thing. And that one of the things that we're most excited about this year is all of the community stuff that we're going to be doing. And just, yeah, just making the community, this little thing of ours, the best that it can possibly be. So it's not just about what Mustard and I are planning to do. Everything that we talk about also includes you guys, and that's one of the things that we're particularly excited about. But yeah, we had a great discussion. We've got some genuine ideas, the kind of ideas that can and will happen. I mean, you laughed at us and mocked us for the idea of a caravan, but you know, thanks to one of you guys, and you know who you are, and everybody else knows who you are too. That happened, and somehow or other we'll make this happen as well. It can't be beyond the wit of two grown men to make a city rover happen. Nobody loves them, and you know, if push comes to shove, I'll swap something for it. Maybe a toast rack. He's got a constant, no, I'm not reading that. Hubnut can afford it. He's got old money like the Roger Botties. Old money, new money, he's got money. What are the parts supplies like? Hubnut struggled from memory. Yeah, well, Hubnut bought up all of Rimmer Brothers' remaining stock, I think. But we'll manage. We'll manage somehow. Adapt, and improvise. They've been scrapped left, right, and centre for rot. So there must be parts available. You know, we might have to scour scrap yards, but I'm sure there's stuff about. We'll manage. Fed up of seeing Hubnut ask other people to fix his cars. He put one such video out today. Do you know what? I haven't watched a Hubnut video for ages. I'm more excited about what I'm doing, what Mustard's doing, what we're doing together, and what you guys are doing. I spend my time now watching your channels, really, because I feel like I'm part of it in a little way, and I feel involved, and that's good. That's that's lovely, actually. And I watch the odd blot outdoors when that's the one I watch to fall asleep to. I have my supper watching a blot outdoors of late. Although I'm still watching a load of stuff, researching my hopefully new car that will hopefully be coming up soon. Best car I think Hubnut had, said James, was a beautiful 45 V6 Club he had, and also the 75 he had, but sadly the 45 V6 got broken after he sold it, and it was a lovely car indeed. Neptune velour seats. The 45 was lovely. The 75 he had was an absolute raving shed. Sorry, but there you are. Yeah, it's not the same channel anymore. Somebody else not so keen on the route that Hubnut's gone down. I'm guessing Tata has loads of spare parts for the Indigo. Good point. Oh, Hubnut City Rover is on Sawn apparently, so maybe it hasn't been scrapped yet. Hubnut needs more reviews and took back on the road. Okay. You sold the Rover to me when you said chat and Dave. There you go. We have at least one on board, and Simon is fully on board for Project City Rover. Right, yes. I haven't heard Mustard jumping in with Boaty's enthusiasm, but Mustard is as enthusiastic as me, if not more so. You have to put some nice eBay headlight eyelashes on it. God, do we? FFS Boaty, it's an outrage. MG Rover went to Tata to rebadge a cheap Orpha vehicle. Well, maybe it is an outrage, but it happened, and we can't change that. And the fact remains that the City Rover was the last car fully sold under the Rover auspices. And that means that we've got a duty to it. And Mustard and I and you guys, we're going to save one. And we're going to love it, no matter what we think of it. Because the car is faultless. I don't mean that it's a car without faults. I mean, it's not the car's fault that you all hate it because it was rebadged as a Rover. That's the Phoenix for, right? So direct your hatred at them, not at the poor Tata Indica with a Rover badge on it. And we're going to put our money where our mouth is, perhaps not literally, and we're going to get one, we're going to love it, and we are going to right a historical wrong, and we're going to take you with us. Oh yes. You've either had a nasty spliff today or taking the almighty piss. No, neither. I haven't had a nasty spliff. I haven't had a spliff of any sort because I've always been a just say no type of person. Booze, yes. Fags, certainly. Drugs, never. Never have, never will. 2 pairs of alloys, why not? One, yeah, we'll have winter alloys and summer alloys. We'll just have to sweet talk 2 different companies and 2 different tyre firms. Shouldn't be a problem. We are talking about the power of Mustard and Boaty do lunch. And with that sort of power behind you, there is nothing that we can't make happen. It's like you're reading my... right, okay. Oh, wine. No, the wine isn't being frozen, don't worry. So say I bought a City Rover and sprayed it pink and gave it to you. So say I bought you, right. So say I bought you a City Rover and sprayed it pink and gave it to you. You would be happy with it. Excuse me. Yeah, we'd be delighted with it and we would love it in all of its pinkness. What about a Rover 100 Metro, maybe more attainable? No, people like them. We want the City Rover because it's awful and people hate it. And we are going to buck that trend. Why jump on a bandwagon? No. We're going to be trendsetters because we believe that we are morally correct and we're going to demonstrate our belief with actions and effort. Boaty, have you seen my goal 25? I think I've seen it on a Facebook group, if I'm thinking of the right one. You're starting to look like Arthur Daly. Thank you, take that as a compliment. Your 25 makes me want another 25 even more, says James, especially those wheels. This is directed at Rover Joe. The first 25s that I loved that someone had 15 or more years ago had those wheels, and I loved them. It was a 2001 1.6 socials. Yes. Right. Should get another. There are only hidden comment. Sounds like you're saying Chinese madam's name is Willy Nilly. Sounds like she got more Willy than Nilly. Yeah, she did. Yeah, well, she helped herself, didn't she? Pulled my nightie down afterwards. Um, community for life, totally. Bum. Seen it and there. Watched a few Hubnut videos that don't really appeal to me, especially the newer ones. He'll be completely unaffected by this though. Yeah, absolutely. That's very much true. When you're knocking on 100,000 subscribers, you know, if a couple of us happen to say that we're not so keen, it's not going to bother him one iota. Name for the City Rover. Yeah, we will have to come up with a name. Any suggestions? Use an Indian name like Vihan or Vikram or something would suit it very well from its Indian roots. That's possibly a good point. Can you put a quartic wheel on it? That's arguable. Kitty City Bang Bang. Blackline says, I really fancy an MGTF or MGF for summer. Yeah, so do I. Mustard says, I would like it in pink. I would love it in pink. My Kawasaki is pink, says Simon. Have you seen the Three Stooges when they ran over the rats on Top Gear Live Show with City Rovers? No. There are 176 City Rovers left in the UK with an MOT. May not be as easy as you think. I didn't say that I think it's going to be easy. I said that we're going to be determined. The fact that it may not be easy it will just make it all the more satisfying for us. Nobody's saying it's going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. What was that the theme tune to? Nobody said it was going to be easy. I know, that's a competition question for you. Yeah, if there's 176 left with MOT and we only want one, I'd say that's pretty good odds. Or even one without MOT and we'll get it through one. Remember, Mustard is a fully qualified weldist now. He's got a mask. Yeah, I'm not reading that. Correct, KKC. I've read his own pet. Yes, indeed. Have you got that from how many left? Because we all know how inaccurate that website is. If one can be found with no MOT, might be more interesting in getting it going. Yeah, might well be. Let's face it, if it's failed an MOT, chances are it's going to be rot. You wouldn't scrap a non-rotten City Rover for something mechanical, would you? Because they're mechanically quite straightforward. If it's failed an MOT, I imagine that it's going to be on rot. But there we are. So that is our next. That is our new project, and we're already working on it. In a sense, I mean, I've told you about it, so that is kind of working on it in a way. Now, I'm going to cut this short because if you weren't aware, I'm changing the live streams. I'm going to do them 5 nights a week, Sunday through to Thursday, but they're only going to be an hour, around an hour, give or take. So I'm not going to rattle on for too much longer, and I'm quite knackered anyway. It's been a long old day, to be honest. Hugely enjoyable, but quite long, and I could. What engines were in the car? Good question. I know very little about the City Rover. I think they were an old Peugeot unit. Socials, yeah. I'm going to talk to you about the socials. Right, I've reached a decision about the socials. Well, I say I've reached a decision. I think I have. I want to run it past you guys. Obviously, socials. Yeah, I'm doing the socials. I'm doing them now. Right. Obviously, we were talking about hiring the local village hall to hold possibly weekly socials. And I was thinking about this, and I thought, that's kind of a lot of it's kind of a lot of faff, isn't it? We've got to pay to hire it. We've got all the grief of tidying up afterwards. I would have to sort food or drink out and get it all down there. And I thought, why do that? The socials will be starting in spring when it's warm enough to be outside. And you guys who are like the core of our community, who who are with me in the Facebook group, who support us in our live streams, who watch the video, all of that sort of stuff. Hang on, this one's held for review. No, not the village whore. No, the village hall. Hall, dear boy. Hall. But you guys are all my friends, so why are we going to hire the village hall? I thought if we do a regular Sunday social, come round here. Come round to my house. That will make it nice and easy. There's the same parking that there would be for the village hall. You know, I've got a biggish garden with, I mean, it's not like millions of you are going to turn up, especially if it was a regular thing. So I just thought, why not just have a regular Sunday social? You know, I mean, I'm going to be here anyway, right? Because I live here. That's kind of how it works. So why not? What do you think of the idea of just having a regular Sunday social from spring through till back end of summer, where every Sunday from, I don't know about the times exactly, what, say, for example, say 11 to 3, something like that, we just have a Sunday social drop-in where you're all welcome to come here. It's a nice part of the world. You could, I don't know, you could convoy if you were coming here with somebody else. You could organise a nice drive to get here. You could incorporate it with a visit to something else, and we could all end up just here. You know, I have lavatory facilities. You're welcome to use the lavatory. I would make some sort, you know, I've got beverage making facilities, hot and cold. I've got a garden you can hang out in. I've got places that you can sit down. Why do we want to mess about with a hall and make it all formal? I was thinking, just make it a regular weekly thing where you know that you can just drop in, and, you know, we can make it a little bit more organised than that, but I thought just make it that. Sunday social, Sunday brunch. I don't know, I could put some sausage sandwiches on, or, you know, do a different thing each week. Do a Momo week, do a sausage week, do a barbecue week. I don't know, just something like that. And just make it a lot lower key. And then if none of you turn up, it doesn't matter, because I'm just here at home where I would be anyway. And if some of you do turn up, brilliant. And it can just be nice and relaxed, and we can meet and have a laugh and have a bit of something to eat, have a drink, and then you can sod off and go home by another lovely route. You know, it's just a day out in the Peak District, isn't it? Anyway, that was my thought. What do you think? Who's got a big blooming long drive from here? Well, yes, admittedly, but you can make a weekend of it. Come up to Peak District for a weekend. I used to commute down to Devon. It's not like it can't be done in a day. It's certainly be done with an overnight stay, no problem at all. Treat yourself, have a road trip, why not? But yeah, those are my thoughts. Save buggering about with the village hall, save buggering about with trying to sort food out somewhere strange and moving stuff in and out. Just do it here. Yeah. Oh, hello. You could be right, Mustard. You could well be right. Yeah. Right, let's see. Who's got a big garden, says Simon? Well, I've got a fairly big garden. And I was already planning this spring to put additional seating in up at the top patio. So you know, and I've got benches and I've got table outside and I've got seating in here. There's, oh, what does that mean? Oh, something's just happened. Something's green. Oh. Oh! Black Lines, thank you. Black Lines has just become a channel member. One of the ways in which you can support this channel and me and everything that I'm trying to do. Brilliant. Oh, and says, about time I got myself a nice blue star. Thank you very much, Black Lines. Channel memberships are now available. It's just a way that that you can support the channel by chucking a couple of quid into the pot every month, and you get a nice badge and some other benefits, and you get first go at the momos and all sorts of wonderful other things. But most of all, you get my thanks. So brilliant, another channel member. That's fabulous. Thank you so much. And yes, indeed, Simon. Black Lines, welcome. One of us. Splendid. So thank you very much, and thank you to everybody who has become an official channel member or sent a super thanks or sent a super chat. It all really helps, and I'm incredibly grateful. It's, you know, it's help like that from the community that that means that we can plan the sort of stuff that we're planning to do. Oh, and some other I've got other ideas as well, like I've got ideas for the socials as well. This is, yeah, so we'll carry on about the socials. One of my other ideas was that, you know, if thanks to this channel I can keep some nice cars on the road, you know, like the cars that I've already got, and like the one that will hopefully be coming soon within the next couple of weeks. And if thanks to doing this I can keep them on the road, then in my mind they're not just my cars, they're community cars. So when we have the socials, and especially if they're here, then the cars would be open to all of you guys. Assuming you've got an insurance policy in your name that allows you to drive other cars with the owner's permission, then you would be more than welcome while you're here to take any one of my cars for a spin, to use it to make some content for your own channels if you have a channel, or just for your own enjoyment. And let's share them. That's what they're here for, to be enjoyed. And if that then inspires you to get one of your own, maybe, if you're not already a Rover driver, or to get an extra one, or to get a bit of fun for the weekend, and that means that somebody else feels the Rover love and becomes a really good owner to a car that deserves to be kept on the road and deserves a good owner, then, you know, that's brilliant. And if you just enjoy having a drive of a different car, that's good too. So yeah, that was another of my little ideas to fit in with the socials. And yeah, because if you're here, I'm here, the cars are here, why not? Yeah, and like I say, get a bit of content for your channel. Maybe just drive a car that you haven't driven before, then you wonder what it's like. If you've never driven the ZT 190 and you've wondered what it's like driving one of those, you could find out and take it for a quick spin. If you've never driven a CVT gearbox, you could have a go in Shison. If you've never driven an MGF with the top down on a nice sunny day, you could do that. And yeah, just make it a proper community thing, because honestly, as far as I'm concerned, the cars, they're part of the community, and it's the community and the support, and hopefully a few quid that I can earn by doing all of this kerfuffle that's going to help me keep them on the road. So, you know, that means that you own part of them in effect, doesn't it? You're invested in them. So why shouldn't you get to enjoy them as well? Anyway, just my thought. Right, where do I get to? Make it a holiday, exactly. Uh, Sounds like something I need to tack onto my next foray out north. Yeah, Trace, get your bum up here, darling. It'd be brilliant. Sunday social sounds good, says Simon. Would non-rovers be welcome? Oh, God, anything. I don't care what you're driving. It's, whether you like rovers or hate rovers or whether you drive something modern, it doesn't matter. If you're watching my live stream, if you're supporting the channel and supporting me in any way, shape, or form, then you're welcome. You're more than welcome. I don't give a toss whether you arrive by bicycle or in a Hyundai. That's not what it's about. Um, if you're supporting me, you're supporting the channel, and you're therefore supporting Rovers, or MG Rovers. Or if you're supporting Mustard, same thing still applies. You're part of the community. What you drive doesn't matter a hoot. So yeah, non-Rovers would be very, very welcome. Anytime I leave this city, it's a holiday, says Simone. Oh, you live in this city, do you? Not too many cities in Devon, that narrows it down a bit. Lovely part of the world, says KKC, but a distance. I think you need to focus with a few dates. Well, the problem is, KKC, is that if you focus on a date, you can guarantee that you'll just get a load of people saying, I can't make it, I can't make it. And that's what it becomes about. It becomes about the people that can't make it. Trust me, I've organised a shitload of these things with my singles network. If we just make it an every Sunday thing, then everybody knows that they can do it on a Sunday. So if somebody pops up, so any Sunday nobody wants to come, fine, it's not a problem. I'll just carry on as normal. But if somebody says, yeah, I would like to, I can make it on this date, then great. And if it's just the two of us or four of us, brilliant, that's fine. But other people might say, oh, so-and-so is going on that day. I'll go on that day too. Or I can't make that day, but I would like to go, so I'll go on the next one. Just make it every Sunday, easy. It doesn't mean that people will turn up every Sunday, but it means that they can, should they wish to. And depending on the numbers coming will depend how we do it. So if only a couple of people are coming and they would like Sunday lunch, I'll make Sunday lunch. If 20 of you want to come on one particular day, then I'll cook some sausages and burgers on the barbecue. You know, we can be a lot more flexible that way. The full Monty roast beef dinner included, courtesy of Boaty. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to do it for too many people, but if a couple of you rock up and you fancy a roast beef dinner, I'd do that for you with pleasure. Why not? Why wouldn't I? Put all the keys in a bowl? No, they all have hooks. Keys in a bowl, only if someone's bringing a decent V8. We can nick the city rover whilst he is cooking lunch. Yeah, totally. I would insist that the city rover was here. That would be, if Mustard comes down, he would have to come down in the city rover. That would be one of the conditions, I think. No clutch dumps or burnouts in front of the house. No, don't be doing that. Don't piss my neighbours off. My neighbours are lovely, absolutely amazing people, but don't piss them off. Welcome to Club. Thank you again, Black Lines. Really, really, really appreciate you becoming a member. That's made my night, actually. Sorry, frog in the throat. I haven't had a new channel member for ages since I've had any of the super things as well. So that was a lovely surprise. Thank you very much. It would make more sense, says Simon, and then car show trips could fit in around them. Yeah, exactly. If there was a car show on, then obviously there wouldn't be a social here that week. The social would be at the car show that me and Mustard and whoever else was going to. Why not have a meet at the Nepalese place? Never had Nepalese meal before. We could do, but that would have to be an evening because the restaurant is only open in the evenings. But I have been thinking about this as well, and the restaurant is is relatively quiet early in the week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if enough of you fancied an evening get together hosted by me in the restaurant, then I would be happy to arrange that, and I would put on a special tasting menu for you so that you could try a lot of different foods, and I would give you some stuff that's not available. Excuse me. I would give you some stuff that's not available to the normal customers, that's not on the menu. I'd give you some genuinely authentic stuff. So that would be something else. Or alternatively, if we have a Sunday social around here, I can make sure that some Nepalese food is available if you fancy trying it. Where did I get to? Ah, yes. Simone has a big garden. I have a 3,000 acre garden. Well, desert actually, says Stephen S. Paul. Yeah, and you're filling it with cars. YouTube's version of Patreon. Yeah, something like that. Oh, that's nice. Mustard says thank you to Black Lines for supporting me. That's the kind of guy that Mustard is. He will say thank you to somebody for supporting me. And that's a really lovely thing. Thank you, Captain. And thank you again, Black Lines. Oh, my wife calls me Steve. That's nice. That's nice. We can be on first name terms. Thank you, Steve. Could we use your cars to take crap to the tip? No. It's a long way to the tip from here. You wouldn't want to do that. How many cars could you get parked near your house? Asks Simon. Probably probably 30, I would have thought. Certainly 20, maybe 30. And if it was going to be more than that, then the hotel's got a massive car park that's never full. And one of my neighbours works with the hotel. I'd have a word with them and we could use the hotel car park as an overspill, which means that, you know, we could fit a couple of hundred if need be. Oh, a thing! I've had a thing. What thing is it? Oh, Jimmy Quinn, bless you. Thank you so much. Oh, a super sticker from Jimmy Quinn. Bless you, mate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, this is wonderful night. Oh, that's the first super I've had for ages. That's a lovely surprise. Jimmy, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it. And if it needed saying, then any monies that do come in through the YouTube channel, and again, I've not had a single penny so far because I haven't reached the threshold for being paid out. But I will get my first payout, such as it is. Not going to be a lot of money, it's going to be a very small amount. But I'll get my first one on the 23rd of next month, February. And any money that goes to the channel, you have my absolute guarantee and personal word that it will all go into some form of community thing that we can all benefit from in some way. Not a single penny of this money will go on anything for me, selfishly. Like, it won't go on wine or anything like that. It'll go to the channel or to the cars or to the socials or something that we can all benefit from. If you hadn't noticed, I'm really big on this community thing, and that's kind of what it's all about for me. I want to make us, you know, I just want nice things to happen for all of us. extra things. I'm sure, hopefully, all of us have got some nice things going in their life, and I would like to have us all to have some additional nice things, whether it's just whether it's just having this little bit of social interaction via the live stream or via the Facebook group, or a bit of a laugh via the videos, or the actual real life meetup stuff, or whatever, as long as it's, you get the idea. You get the idea. I'm not going to bang on for much longer. Good idea on the cars. Thank you. Why not? I fancy an X-Type, says Nico, and a Carrion Intruder. Nothing wrong with an X-Type in my book. I have had one. What will the neighbours say if 50 cars turn up though? Nice little village, be ashamed to turn it into Clarkson's farm. Well, it kind of happens already, Blackline Steve, isn't it? It kind of happens already, Steve, because functions happen at the village hall, whether it's a private function or whether it's it becomes an election. What's it? So whenever there's something happening at the hall, then cars turn up and they park. Not a problem. Nobody gives a shiny shit. We've got loads of room here, and where I am is out from the village itself, and there's a big long road, fairly long road. Simon, you know this, you've been here. There's a long road that we park on and anybody else can park on. Does absolutely no harm whatsoever. Nobody would turn an eye, nobody would notice, nobody would care. And then there's additional parking on the bottom road of the triangle, which I've checked it out. It's parish council land, it's not privately owned land, and cars are very welcome to park on there. There's no parking restrictions, and that's not going to offend or upset anybody in any way, shape or form. 50 cars turned up wouldn't be a problem. There was a car show 2 or 3 weeks ago up at the hotel, and about 300 cars turned up. It's not a problem, mate. We're a nicely chilled out little village, and like I say, I'm out of the village itself. This doesn't appear on any village plan. We kind of don't exist in a way. But honestly, not a problem. The more the merrier. I would like to drive a ZT, says Simone. Well, come up here for the weekend and you can. Simple. I'm not driving an MGF again. Fair enough, you don't have to. I had the Friday car. Oh, you have my sympathy. Easily get a chopper in that field opposite. Yeah, you would easily get a chopper in that field opposite, and it's a privately owned field. You couldn't do it when the sheep are in there, but yeah, I'm friends with Gordon who owns it, and I'm sure he would give me permission for a chopper. Will your garden fit an air balloon? No, it will go in the field opposite. Burger Bosch. Oh, some retracted messages. Food talk again. Oh, the Nepalese evening sounds amazing. Yeah. Don't trust him, says Matt. He's going to burn your asses. Stick to the menu. Matt, the dish you had was a menu dish. That was a standard menu dish. You had a jalfrezi, which is about as Nepalese as my left buttock. It's an Indian dish. We do Indian dishes. We cook them in our own way. They're a lot healthier than Indian cooking because we use zero fat, zero cholesterol, no ghee. So you don't have that sea of fat floating on the top. But yeah, it's not a Nepalese dish. It might burn your asses. I'm not going to lie. But again, bear in mind that everything that we or I cook, it's cooked bespoke. So, we can tone it down, we can tone it up, and not everything is super duper spicy. Everything I eat is super duper spicy because that's how my palate has developed. But if enough of you decided that you would like to come to the restaurant one evening for a full evening of food and drinks in nice surroundings, hosted by yours truly, that would not be a problem. I'd put on a special menu for you, and your stomachs would thank you, and I'm sure we'd have a lovely evening. And I can organise that for pretty much any Tuesday or Wednesday. I'd need a little bit of notice so I could book out the restaurant. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that. Only joking, the food is fantastic, we know. Food that's not on the menu, meaning it's not fit for human consumption, but it's all right for us. No, the food, 95% of the food on our menu is food that has been specifically designed for a European palate. It's not actually Nepalese food. In the same way that Indian takeaways and restaurants don't serve the food that they eat themselves, and in the same way that if you take a Chinese person to a Chinese takeaway, as I did with Chinese Madam, she won't recognise a single dish on the menu because they're about as Chinese as my left bollock. Authentic cuisine is very different to the cuisine that is served in most UK restaurants and takeaways. It's designed for the European palate, and we are no exception. The food that we eat is not food off the menu, with a couple of exceptions. We have got some authentic dishes on the menu, but for example, you cannot buy proper Nepalese curry that you see me eat. You can't buy that anywhere in the UK. The only way that you can experience that is if you know a Nepalese chef, or most likely not a Nepalese chef, but a Nepalese lady who will have been handed down the menu from generation, the recipe from generation to generation, and they will make it for you. We couldn't make it as a menu item because it's too intensive to make. We simply couldn't do it. It takes it takes a lot of effort to make a proper Nepalese curry. No way we could do it as a menu item. And also bear in mind that we need to get stuff, because punters are impatient. We need to get stuff from ordering onto the table in a timely period. So you can't include on the menu a curry that takes 3 hours to cook. But if it was you guys coming to the restaurant and I've got advance notice, then I could do a combination of menu food and authentic food that we actually eat ourselves. Genuine Nepalese food. If you want a taste of Nepalese food, taste the genuine stuff, not the tikka masala or korma, because that's not Nepalese and it's not even bloody Indian. They're dishes that are created for the European palate, and there you are, that's just how it is. Isn't Mustard a channel member? No, he's not. And to that end, I'm not a channel member of his. We buy each other lunch, and share a caravan. I don't think we need to be members of each other's channel. We support each other in more direct ways, or maybe we should be. I don't know. Boaty gets paid 2 days before my birthday. Oh, hello, Boaty's unpaid intern. Yeah, wait till you hear how much I'm going to be earning, Matt. You'll come round and give me a tip. Oh, it's bedtime for Simon. It's bedtime for... I've done it again. This is supposed to be an hour live stream. We've been going for an hour and 50 minutes. Right, that's it. Oh, KKC, thank you. I watched a 3-minute advert on washing your hands for the channel. Thank you. That is an easy way that you can support me or any other YouTube channel that's been monetized. Watch the adverts, don't skip them. That puts money, only a little money, but it all adds up. That puts money directly into the channel, and it costs you absolutely nothing. On some of mine, you might get a 15-minute advert, and I'm not kidding. Do me a favour, if a 15-minute advert pops up, leave it running, go and do something else instead, and I will thank you forever. Won't cost you anything, just means you can't use that device for 50 minutes, but what a difference that would make to me. Wait to see the village reaction when the bedtime stories fans turn up. You might be surprised. How do you become a channel member? I need the City Rover channel membership option. How do you become a channel member? You, how do you do it? I think you need to be watching on, I think you have to look at the channel on a browser rather than on the app. And then if you just go to the channel, my channel, then there will be, go to the channel and there's an option there to, a join option. It says join somewhere. And that gives you the option then to become a channel member. But I think you have to be on a browser to do it. I don't think you can do it on the app. Jalfrezi equals hot mega arseburn. Jalfrezi isn't hot. A jalfrezi is slightly spicy. Well, all right, by European standards, I suppose a jalfrezi is hot. Boaty, can I land my helicopter in your garden? No, you'd have to use the field just there. There's been a helicopter there before. Simon, get some sleep for the sake of your beard. We can put our chopper. Oh dear. Oh dear. I have autoplay on YouTube at night. Brilliant. Thank you. Simone has a new film scheduled for Wednesday evening. Time for KKC to go. Thanks for a great stream. You're welcome. I once got an advert on a music video that was 1 hour and 20 minutes. Oh, Steve, you've had that ad, the 50-minute ad. Brilliant. The join button is also on every video beside the subscribe button, says Trace. Yeah, but again, I think you have to be watching via a browser or something. I don't think it shows on the app, but there we are. Right, that's it, my lovelies. It is time to go. Thank you. As always, thank you for your company. It's been a great day and this has been a lovely way to finish it all off. Do remember that the Facebook group is there for you to use at any time and to keep in touch with the other members. If you're not a member already, just search Facebook for Boaty's World. Thank you so much to Steve for becoming our latest channel member tonight. Really, really appreciate the support. Thank you to Jimmy Quinn for the super sticker. Incredibly appreciated. Thank you so much. Honestly, it will all help. It will all add up and it will all go into funding the channel, funding the community, and ultimately, hopefully benefiting you as much as it does me. That's enough from me for one night. I'll keep getting up. Yeah, that's it. There will be a live stream tomorrow. The most important live stream tomorrow is Captain Mustard's live stream. So make sure that you're tuned in to the Project Nigel for, is it 9 o'clock tomorrow, Mustard? I'm going to say 9 o'clock. He'll let you know if it's anything otherwise. So yeah, do tune in, do support Mustard on his live stream tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I think. Yeah, I'll join you on that when I get home from work, which will be about 10:30. And you don't have to nag me tomorrow. You don't have to nag me. I'm going to do a short live. It will only be 1 hour maximum, he said. Never seem to be able to stop myself. But I'll do a live at 11 o'clock or sometime after Mustard has finished his. But I'll be there on Mustard with to join you from 10:30 onwards. There'll be a live tomorrow, and there'll be one on Wednesday, and there'll be one on Thursday. That's it. Right, that's it. Thank you everybody for being here. It's been fabulous, and have a safe and peaceful night. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, you guys. Thanks again. Feel the love, feel the love, feel that city Rover love. Go on, swing your pants. Don't forget Mustard's live stream tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Project Nigel channel. Good night, darlings. You take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Love you.